problem that it faces women all over the continent, I would say. Women leaders, especially who are in politics, are subject to gender-based violence online and abuse. And this affects them psychologically, physically, sexually. For example, in our country in 2015 general elections, about 3/4, which is 69% of women candidates, reported that they had experienced abusive language during elections campaign, online and offline. For instance, bullying, verbal harassment, insults, and being booed while on stage. But this has consequences, and one of it is tarnishing their hard-earned reputation, tarnishing names, lowering self-esteem of victims, not only online, but even in their offline life. We all know that women politics figures are role models for young girls and women who aspire to pursue the career politics. But when these political figures are abused and harassed online, those young girls wishing to become politicians, are highly discouraged from pursuing the same path. But as media, we have a role to play. To make sure somehow we minimize this. We cannot say that we can finish this, but at least we can do something as our way of promoting human rights and equality. And in our newsrooms, we can do things like balancing our stories, to try as much as possible to make our stories, to carry both sides, to include the relevant sources, to get full information from the stories. We can also try to be accurate, use of light languages, because we know if a gender-based violence story will carry all the essential information, it makes it easy for relevant authorities to make a follow-up and act. Yeah, we would also try to avoid judgmental language. We try to continue learning to acquire more knowledge on evolving issues in areas of online gender-based violence, because we have the responsibility to learn and get updated as much as possible on these issues that are evolving every day, because with the digital platform, every day things are coming up new, so we need to be continuous, aware, and learning to acquire more knowledge in order to cope up with the information that we want to serve our audience. Also, about continuing writing about gender-based violence, we should not wait for an incident to happen. We can still continue writing on issues of gender-based violence, about to educate the public, to let them know about their rights, what the Constitution says, what legal frameworks are saying to safeguard their gender violence acts. But in the course of doing this, we have challenges. We have a lot of challenges, and one of it is majority of journalists, we face the challenge of lack of enough knowledge on online digital platforms and how it operates. This is a setback because it makes us not to report the way it is supposed to be reported, and maybe it might hinder the quick actions to be taken by the relevant authorities. Also, issues of culture norms and customs in these countries, to some extent, because they have this way of neglecting the sufferings of women. Therefore, their problems are not given weight they deserve. And this also impacts even in our reporting, because we cannot write a well-balanced story. And also, victims of gender-based violence, sometimes they are not ready to tell their stories to us. Because this is not of our advantage, because it makes us difficult to write a good story that can rescue maybe the victim from the situation. But we also understand that this is caused partially by the fact that the victim is fearing to expand more her problems to get it published, so they don't agree to speak more about their problems. We also have challenges in our media houses. Yeah, because in our media houses, especially in Tanzania, I would say we don't have gender policies to govern the media houses. So this is also a problem, and according to the gender audit which was conducted by TAMWA is Tanzania Media Women Association of Tanzania, it says that all media houses do not have gender policy. So this problem goes further to the level of reporting stories, because gender-based violence, when they reach the editor's desk, they don't get enough attention. And furthermore, important aspects that may be edited by editors who are not gender sensitive, I would say, it makes the final copy of the story to come out with a little weight, because a lot of issues will be edited. And the final copy will come up with little weight for action to be taken. Yeah, so my proposals now to these women bridges is digital literacy training across group of journalists is very important. We need to have these trainings so that to build capacity of not only journalists but also women in politics, in order to make them, capable to face the online space the way they can minimize being subjected to online gender violence. Yeah, and also they need to integrate men in movement because, men need to get involved, because this issue needs both gender for effective results, because if we leave the matter to women alone, this can widen the gender divide, contrary to the right of safe online spaces for all. So that's what I would like to contribute for now. Thank you very much.